Yeah, the embattled Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo has decided to take leave of absence from the pulpit of the church, believing that is the best thing to do at this time so that issues concerning him will not be a distraction to the body of the Christ. Hi guys, you're watching Chiki series. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. I quite appreciate that. And if you're new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing by clicking on the red subscribe button. Also hit the bell icon, that way you get notification whenever I upload a new video. So, following the outburst of allegations leveled on Biodun Fatoyinbo, the senior pastor of Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, COZA in Abuja, Nigeria, by Busola Dakolo, who is a Nigerian artist's wife, Timi Dakolo, concerning her defilement by this guy Biodun when she was 16. Actually, this saga continues. This has been trending in Nigerian media space for over 5 days now. So I will advise you do catch up session by looking at the previous video I made concerning this topic. The link to the video will pop up on your screen right now, so you might check it out if you want. So today's video is concerning the way people are reacting to this news. On 30th of June, being Sunday last week, a group of angry protesters stormed COZA premise both in Lagos and Abuja with their placards demanding that he resign from the leadership of the church. Although it wasn't so easy, there were some group of people, I think church security and mobile policemen, that also tried to stop them from entering the church, which they eventually sat in the premise there. But at the end of the day, the message was communicated because if you look at the placard, you see a lot of messages that are written on the placard that they're having. In as much as this building guy has not been convicted, I think I like the way Nigerians took to the street to also make other pastors to be accountable to Christians in Nigeria, because these things are getting out of hand. And I would also like this kind of actions to be extended to politicians and the corrupt leaders who are killing Nigeria, and also the Fulani herdsmen who are also killing people. However, most of Nigerians, they're not in tune with it, they're not getting it at all. They're there on Facebook venting their anger, pouring out their minds and abusing those people who are protesting. So when you look at your screen, you see some of the comments they made. I screenshot for you guys to read. I wouldn't go into reading them because that's going to waste a lot of time. I wouldn't want this video to be very long. So you can read them yourself as I move on, or you can even pause the video to look at them closely. The only question I have to ask them is, if this lady had been their sister, or if this lady has been their wife, what would they have felt about it? Once you ask yourself this kind of question, then to be able to allow you to think correctly, because most often people are angry that it's because he's a pastor. Why are they shaming the pastor when he has not been convicted? Yes, I know he has not been convicted, but you can't prevent people from expressing themselves. That's the only way to express themselves and also show their dissatisfaction concerning the whole issues. Again, I don't like the way Christian Association of Nigeria handled the case. They say they don't intervene in cases like this, that they only interfere in intra-religious issues or something like that. They serve as a mouthpiece between the church and the government. So I'm a bit confused, and it's surprising to me if they can't weigh in a case like this. Then what's their mandate? I can't really understand what their mandate is. Then there was another thing that was not so clear to me: why the church should hire people to protest for them. When the protest was going on, there was a counter protest, and this group of people were looking scruffy. They claimed that the church paid them 10,000 each for them to protest. So, not up to 24 hours after the protest, Biodun Fatoyinbo took to his Instagram page to announce that he has decided to take a leave of absence from the pulpit of the church after seeking spiritual counsel from Christian leaders around the world who feel very concerned about the ongoing report in the media. Yes, of course, he has to step down. I think he did noble by stepping down so that they'll be able to investigate the case. Like I said before, my fears is that in Nigeria, the justice system is whack. So I don't know how far they're going to go about it, but I believe in justice. Let justice be done. Let truth prevail. Also, he went ahead to cancel the 7 days of glory that is supposed to run from July 1st to 7th. That's this week, which is an annual event that normally brings a lot of top preachers from the US into Nigeria. Anyway, he wouldn't have done lesser than this because most of these people have had, this is the era of social media. And I tell you, social media is a very powerful tool, because this kind of thing happened in 2013 when S.A. Walters came out, but nothing happened. They just swept everything under the carpet. But this time around, the power of social media has made everybody to have reacted, and this is the reason why they were able to have a successful protest. In any way, the wife came out also to support the husband, saying that the husband never did it, that even as an unbeliever, he never thought about it. But I, for one, never expected anything more from the wife. The only thing I have at the back of my mind is, why is it that all this allegation that most of these ladies have come out to level against the husband, why has it that she has not gone all out to investigate, to really know the true situation? Or is it that she has found the truth I didn't want to identify the truth. She wants to cover it up. One thing I know is that most Nigerian married women, they don't like leaving their marriages because of stigmatization and discrimination against women who are divorced. They believe that once you're a woman and you leave your matrimonial home, that means your character is bad. You must have done one thing or the other. But I don't know, as a woman, if you're married to a man who is a predator, I don't know what you're doing there. You want to cover up for him. To me, in the first place, you are deceiving yourself, and there is nothing like marriage. I think by now people must have understood that pastors are human like us. They don't have two heads. They have blood running in their veins. So for those people that put pastors on a pedestal, trying to compare them with God, I think this will teach you a big lesson to understand that any human being is fallible, therefore can make mistake and even disappoint anybody. So, my dear brothers and sisters, stop worshiping pastors. Whatever anointing pastor has, that's his own blessing. You also have your own blessing. You have your own anointing because God bless people differently. So you try and find out your own calling. Then some people left me comments in my previous video talking about Busola, that Busola really enjoyed it. That was why she went for the second time. Let me just say it here right now. Most often people see things differently and react differently. And also based on family background and training, upbringing matters a lot. Some people, once you molest them, they can never have anything to do with you. While some people are very weak and don't have that strong will to fight against their molesters. And they find it difficult to set boundaries. Most often low self-esteem and lack of self-confidence can also contribute to this. So if I listen to her story very well, you will hear her say that she is from a polygamous home. They had their own family issues. Her father was not always there, and she saw this pastor as a male figure in her life. So considering all this, you see that she has trusted the man so much. And based on all this, the man could as well manipulate her. Because predators, the way they come in, they need to be close to you. They know you very well. So that when they start operating, you will have any idea of what they're doing. This is the reason why I believe in good communication in the family, open communication, and creating an enabling environment to discuss with your children. You need to discuss all these things with your children and also tell them the implication, how they're going to spot and identify a predator, because most often these predators are everywhere. They're in your family, they can be your uncle, they can be your cousins, and unfortunately it can be one's father or one's brother, because these days I hear of story of a father abusing the daughter, or even in churches as pastors, whether you believe it or not. There are lots going on in churches today, and most people who have experienced this abuse, they will never let you know. They will keep their mouth shut. Because at the end of the day, when they come out in the open to talk about it, people will not believe them. And some people will tell them that it is their fault, that why did they go there? How did they dress to that place? I've been to a prayer where a brother, they call him brother because he prays for people, was touching females there, their boobs, their buttocks, and nobody was talking. So when I complained, the man said, because I was not in the spirit, that was why I was able to understand what was going on. And at the end of the day, I couldn't agree with them. I had to leave. Then there was another story of a woman who went to see a pastor for a child. At the end of the day, the pastor ended up sleeping with the woman, all in the name of giving the woman a child. So what am I saying? People have to be very careful where they step their legs. And again, this communication in the family is very, very important so that children will understand early what it means to be with a predator, because most often young people are so naive that they don't even know when they're being manipulated. When you enter the predator's den and when the guy will pounce on you, before you know it, everything is over, the mistake has been made, and there's nothing you can do to reverse it. So parents should find time to communicate with their children often to understand the challenges they're facing, so that they can easily confide in them when they're facing any challenges or any problem, or if they have any issues. Because this Busola case, if she had, the first day this thing happened, if she had told the sister or her mom, I'm sure they wouldn't allow her to have gone for that babysitting that day that she went, that the second one happened. I believe that. Then for some parents who don't believe their children, even when they say that somebody molested them, they can never believe. And whenever it has to do with pastor, then that one you don't even discuss it at all. You guys should better wake up and start listening to your children, because most often these children hardly lie. And when you look closely and verify some of the things that they say, you find an iota of truth in it. And because a pastor is involved, they believe that their child is lying, which is not the case. And sometimes it doesn't stop there. Some people will end up demonizing their child, sending the child for deliverance when there is actually nothing wrong with the child. The child is only telling her truth, but just because the parents cannot understand why a pastor should be involved in this kind of behavior, then they find a way to blame it on their child, which is very wrong and which is very bad, because sometimes it makes the children not to be open, not to talk about what is happening in their life, and before you know it, the person will be withdrawn and the person might start having suicidal tendencies. So I think it's high time parents encourage their children to speak up. Let them speak up so they can actually know what is wrong with them when people are trying to invade their privacy, when somebody is trying to take advantage of them, and when they're being controlled, because sometimes this comes from manipulation to mind control, which I think is a very big deal. And before you know it, the person will be brainwashed that the person doesn't even understand what is good from what is bad. Anything that you do to her is okay. She can't even stand up for herself. In that case, you need a therapist to work on the person. So, my dear parents, take good care of your children. Listen to your children. Allow them, give them that opportunity to express themselves. And don't trust an outsider more than your own children, because most often parents tend to listen to outsiders. Whatever they say about their children is good. Then you come back to beat up your child, not minding that the person that is instigating you against your child, their own children are even worse. And most often, what they say to you are all lies. So parents have to be very careful. I cannot stress this more than I'm stressing it. I've already said this in my previous video. So I'm gonna sign off here. Stay healthy and safe. Remember to share this video with family and friends if you love it, and subscribe if you've not done already. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Bye.